your TNA Impact review for the 10th of July 2014. I'd like to apologise for why I've been away for so long. I've been doing other things, but this will be a weekly occurrence now. Right, so the night starts off with a Kurt Angle segment, which was short, to the point, pointed out the main things from tonight, like the 20-man Battle Royal main event, the winner getting a shot at the World Heavyweight Championship next week. He also calls out Jeff Hardy, well, Willow, and says that basically tonight it needs a special kind of superstar. It needs Jeff Hardy. And then the segment, which I'm liking these Kurt Angle segments to start the show because it's short, there's not too much faffing about, not too much mess, it's just to the point, move on to the show. The opening match is the Wolves defending the World Tag Team Championships against Magnus and Bram. I will give some credit here to Magnus in his ring psychology in this match, because at one point Bram has the referee distracted dealing with Eddie Edwards, and Magnus pulls Richards into the ring apron and starts beating on him, and then a few seconds later walks around the ring after Edwards is back in the ring. No, after Richards is back in the ring, sorry, and pulls Edwards down and gives him a body slam. That's great ring psychology, getting some heat on Magnus while he's not active in the match. Obviously the Wolves retain after what I think was a bit of a slow finish. It was backslide from one of the Wolves that wasn't legal. Then the other one jumped in and turned it into a sunset flip. It kind of a bit slow, a bit soft. Obviously Bram goes batshit as usual after the match, and Magnus has to drag him away. Then you get a Bobby Roode segment with MVP and Kenny King, which MVP comes out in a wheelchair after Bobby Roode calls him out, says that he wants to kick his ass. Roode walks up the ramp to MVP. Kenny King tries to attack Roode from behind but gets a clothesline. MVP tries to wheel away, which obviously doesn't work because Roode takes him down to the ring. Roode's just about to beat him when King comes back, and then you get Lashley come down. First you get EY come down to make the save for Roode, and then Lashley comes down and spears EY. And the segment again, simple to the point. Then you get the X Division title match, which was absolutely match of the night, and this was really a pay-per-view quality match on an Impact. This is a problem that TNA is having. They're not delivering these type of matches on the pay-per-views too often, and they're giving it on TV. They're bringing the best matches on TV, which is a problem. You want your best matches on the pay-per-view. Straight out. Aries wins after quite a few close calls, quite a few really close twos. Sanada hits a moonsault near the end, which Aries kicks out of. Sanada goes for it again, but Aries moves. Then Aries hits the brainbuster, which Sanada kicks out of. And then Aries goes up to the top, hits 450 over. The new X Division champion is Austin Aries, and as is probably pretty obvious, is probably going to choose option C at Destination X. Then you get a Bully Ray and Rhino segment, which was kind of okay. And it was a good It was a good promo that turned into a bit of a shouty mess. A few name drops here and there, like Paul Heyman, WWE. Like, at least they're not in their own little bubble. So part of the problem that I have with WWE is they're in their own little bubble, only they exist. Which, no, it's the wrestling business. They acknowledge other companies, make the business grow, put eyes on some other companies at least, and just help the business grow. When there's only one company at the top, the business kind of declines because you haven't got any competition. Okay, and that's not a good thing. But obviously that turns into a 3-on-1 beat down by Rhino, Spud and EC3 until Tommy Dreamer comes out with a kendo stick and runs them off. Yeah, okay. I'm not going to buy that. I mean, obviously one's going to get hit, but the other two could easily take him down. Jesus Christ. And that's my problem with that segment. Also, my other problem with that segment is, do we really need to see Rhino and Tommy Dreamer? I mean, really? I mean, I am a fan of Rhino. I'm a fan of Bully Ray. I'm not particularly a fan of Tommy Dreamer. But do we really need to see them two come back for maybe just one last run? Right. The third match of the night was for the Knockouts Championship, and I'll be honest, I went to the toilet. No, I'm just kidding, I sat through it. It was Gail Kim, Angelina Love, Madison Rayne and Brittany. I have to say something here, Brittany is really impressing me with her ring work. She got a few good moves in, didn't look at all green. So maybe they should push Brittany. Who knows? You had basically you had Gail Kim on the outside for about half the match, with Brittany and Angelina taking it in turns to hit moves on Madison Rayne, until the point where, well, it was obvious Angelina's gonna try and put one over on Brittany. She sends Brittany to check on Gail Kim, in which time she goes for the pin. Brittany light bulb goes off, and you just get like 4 finishes in a row. First Madison, which I will say was an impressive move, but I don't know if that's a finisher yet, because she had done something else as a finisher before. I don't know if that's a new one. Then you have Angelina hit Botox injection on Madison, then Gail hits Eat Defeat on Angelina to retain. And then you get an Austin Aries promo where he says, well, pretty much he puts out that don't expect me to cash in, an option C, but it's probably, you know it's coming. You don't even need to read spoilers on that one, you just know Aries cash in, option C created it. Whether he wins or not, who knows? No, obviously if you read the spoilers you do, because it's already been taped. Then you have your 20-man battle royal for the shot at the TNA World Heavyweight Championship next week. And it was an okay main event. Let's just put it that way. Crazy Steve was, well, obviously the Menagerie and Bromans were going to be the first ones out there. That's your first 5 eliminations in a nutshell. Then obviously we went through Tigre, Uno and Sonada. Magnus got eliminated by, I don't know who eliminated Magnus. Anderson and Gunner got eliminated by Storm, followed by Bram, who went under the ring and then pulled out a piece of turnbuckle, which brought down Abyss. So, do we really need Abyss coming out on TV anymore? Really? Do we really need him? And then we got Manic got eliminated, then James Storm, then Spud. Rockstar Spud lasted longer in this battle royal than Magnus and Gunner and James Storm. I need a minute to get this straight in my own head. Rockstar Spud, the guy who barely comes over the top rope in height, who has a physique of God knows what, really slim guy, probably me, slightly better, lasts longer in a battle royal than James Storm and Magnus and Gunner. Well, he must be doing something right. Plus, I will add that I wasn't the biggest fan of Spud when he turned up, but it's starting to grow on me. It's probably only growing as going to be doing, but it's starting to grow on me. As your comic relief filter. Ethan Carter gets eliminated by Bully Ray, in which Bully eliminates himself. Then your final four is Robert Roode, Kenny King, Eric Young, and Jeff Hardy. Something which I didn't mention at the start of this battle royal, that Jeff Hardy would made the choice to come into the battle royal with Jeff Hardy instead of Willow, but we'll look over that. Roode gets eliminated by King. King then gets eliminated by, I think it was EY. I'm not too sure. And then your final two was Eric Young and Jeff Hardy, with your usual couple of, well, your usual face versus face standoff that last two in a battle royal, where it's a couple of near misses. Jeff gets Eric over the top rope, and then it's a drop kick from the top to win. And your main event for next week is set at Bobby Lashley defending the TNA World Heavyweight Championship against Jeff Hardy. At this point, Lashley comes out, and they have the usual, well, your standard looking each other over and then stare down with the belt held high sort of shtick. And that was the end of the show. I will say that over the last couple of weeks, even though this is my first review in a while, Impact has been steadily improving, and this week was another example of improving and building. Will it continue next week? I don't really know. I've read the spoilers, but I'm not going to give anything away. Well, I've read all the spoilers up to Destination X, but I'm not going to give anything away for you at all. And on this channel there will mainly be TNA reviews. This is just final thoughts, because I just don't at the moment have the attention span for Raw, because I've normally tuned out of that after like the first 20 minutes to half an hour, maybe an hour at some points. I've normally just tuned out, and it's just autopilot, and I'm just making inane jokes with friends. Impact, it's a shorter show, so it's keeping my attention. So I cannot say right now if there will be much WWE stuff on this channel, but there will mainly be TNA stuff. But for now, there may be some other things coming in the future, like question and answers, of little editorials, but that's basically it. I will be doing these reviews weekly, unless there's a pay-per-view, then I'll do it the day after. And that's it for now. I'll see you all in YouTube Live next week.